Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. Wanted to hop on and tell you this. A God gift also has to involve you being willing to wait on His timing. I've seen a lot of friends walk through seasons of their life where they got really, really hurt. They were praying for a God gift in their personal life, but then the wait was longer than they wanted it to be. Maybe it was a new job, a new spouse, and they decided to move before God had actually released them from that particular place, and they got themselves into a situation where they were in compromise or where they settled. And it may have lasted for a couple years, and they may have, temporarily been able to make a situation work, but then down the line, they ended up blaming God for their heartbreak. They ended up blaming God, and God's looking at them and He's going, you didn't wait on my timing. I never told you to go get into that relationship that was not of me. I never told you to chase after that job that was not of me. I never told you to give up everything and to quit and to do XYZ. God never told you to do that stuff, right? And so a lot of times we're praying for the God gifts, but we want it on our timetable, right? We want it our way. And so when it doesn't come on our timetable, so many people will give up the promise. And I want to encourage you guys today not to do that. Part of God's goodness is in His timing, and we may not always understand it. And sometimes our flesh doesn't like God's timing over our personal lives. But I want to tell you something today. God gives us blessings in our lives when we're ready, because if we're not ready for those blessings, then they're not a good gift, and it could actually hurt us. So when we try to speed up God's timetable over our personal lives, a lot of times it can cause us unnecessary heartache and pain that God never intended for us to have to walk through. I think it's interesting, when God led the Israelites to the promised land, He took them the long way around through the wilderness. There was actually a shorter path that they could have taken to get to their destination, but God didn't want them there that quickly. Why? He was building their character so that when they received the promise, they could actually sustain it down the line. I want to tell you guys that God does some of His best work in our lives in those waiting seasons. But you know what? We got to be patient enough to let God work on us. So often we try to take the reins, we try to take the wheel, quote unquote, of our lives, and we go, nope, God, I'm done with this. I'm done with this pressure. I'm done with the pain of waiting. I'm done seeing friends and family promoted before me. I'm just going to hang on to this myself and do what I want to do. And God goes, okay. You can do that, but then we can't blame God for the pain that we experience from the situations that we put ourselves in. Amen. So I want to tell you guys today, part of God's goodness is in His timing. And if you haven't received something that you've been praying for yet in your personal life, I want to encourage you guys, don't give up. God hears every prayer request. He loves you. And here's the deal, you guys. God has a good and a perfect timing for you. But a lot of times He is taking you the long way around. That's why it does seem like it's a longer wait. It's because God is preparing your character so that when He does bring that promise into your life, it's not going to get aborted immediately. You're going to be able to sustain it and to hang on to it for the long term. Amen. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.